This is a Fox News alert. I'm Brett Baer reporting from Tokyo, but we're reporting on breaking news out of Sutherland Springs, Texas. We're now getting word about this shooter, who authorities say is dead. Rick Leventhal with a name, saying Devin Kelley is the man's name, 26 years old, white male. We're looking for some background on him and the motive or what led him to this horrific day. Authorities are saying he walked into that church and opened fire, killing at least 25 people and wounding, injuring many more, several dozen more. With the latest, we turn to Bryan Llenas, who's watching this. We are also awaiting, we're told just minutes away, a news conference from Stockdale, Texas, that's just east of Sutherland Springs. Brian?
Brett, look, law enforcement officials do tell our Rick Leventhal that the shooter's name is Devin Patrick Kelley. He's 26 years old, a white male from a community or suburb just outside of San Antonio to the northeast of the city. And all of this, as the Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton tells us, that at least 25 people are dead, but the number could be as high as 27. Between 10 to as many as 30 people reportedly have been wounded. The lone gunman, this Devin Kelley, reportedly fleeing in a vehicle and was killed sometime after that, either by self-inflicted gunshot wound or shot by police. Now, at about 11:30 this morning local time, the shooter walked into the First Baptist Church and started firing. The church, founded in 1926, is in Sutherland Springs, Texas. It is a tiny, tiny community of about 400. Neighbors say typically 50 people attend the church services here. Among the victims, children. A 2-year-old child wounded, reportedly, and the 14-year-old daughter of the church's pastor, Frank Pomeroy, has also reportedly died. Pomeroy was not at church this morning. A congregant also, we're just continually hearing these stories. A congregant, 34-year-old Nick Ulig, he says that he had lost his cousin who had 3 children and was pregnant with a 4th. That cousin dead, according to Nick. He says the family had just had a funeral for the cousin's grandfather. I mean, just more and more details coming out, Brett. This is a community, obviously, that is not only small, but we know that a lot of these victims' families and friends were still waiting on word as to what happened, presumably because of the size of this community and how close-knit this church was. Many of these folks, no doubt, know one another. We do know of those that were wounded. Many of them were transported to Connolly Medical Center, which is in Floresville, Texas, just about 15 miles west of this very rural community. The FBI and the ATF are on scene. Many of these wounded were transported via ambulance. Some were taken med-evac helicopter to a couple of hospitals in San Antonio, including the Army Hospital there, the Brack Army Hospital there. So right now, again, many of these family members, some huddled at the community center just down the block from this church, are awaiting word on their loved ones, no doubt. Some also at those hospitals, as we are getting word again. Law enforcement officials confirming with our very own Rick Leventhal that the shooter's identity, the name, is Devin Patrick Kelley, a 26-year-old male from a community just outside of San Antonio, Brett.
Okay, Brian, thank you.